Yes, hi everyone. Greeting. My name is Jerome. So I want to talk about the dormant wealth beneath Africa's soil and turning those dormant mineral permits into prosperity. So across East, Central, and Southern Africa, beneath the very soil that we walk on every day, lie a quiet fortune, yet unseen and undeniable. Thousands of mineral permits issued with hope and expectation remain dormant, remain idle, remain unproductive, remain inactive, remain waiting for a long time. So these permits change hands, circulate as speculative instruments, but never evolve into minds, never create jobs, never transform lives. And let's be honest, this isn't just bureaucracy, it's a symptom of something deeper. Political favoritism, policy gaps, missed opportunities for true economic transformation. From the copper belts of Central Africa to the gold fields of East Africa to the lithium and rare earth corridors of South Africa, and anyway, so the region is blessed abundantly, so blessed that the very minerals that the world needs for clean energy transition and the digital economy are already here. So that we have cobalt, we have granite, or rather graphite, we have nickel, we have lithium, we have rare earth, and so on. And of course, you know what those metals mean in this green revolution, this digital economy. So these are the building blocks of the 21st century. And yet, every year, these resources remain locked beneath our feet, and revenues keep vanishing as communities wait for development that never arrives. This isn't a story of scarcity, it's a story of bankability. So the problem isn't in the ground, it's in the system. Capital does not free minerals, it frees confusion. Investors don't run from Africa because of risk, they hesitate because of uncertainty. Investors need credible data, transparent governance. They need to see the numbers, not just the narrative. So without that clarity, even the richest depots they remain stranded assets for quite some time. They remain valuable on paper, but inert in practice. So at the core of this challenge are two invisible barriers: information vacuum and capability deficit. You can call it capability gap. So let's start with information vacuum. So, too often license holders approach investors with little more than a mining permit, no geological report, no preliminary economic assessment reports, no international accepted reports, so no credible documentation. And for your information, in the global mining finance, studies or reports like the JOC, the Joint Oil Reserve Committee, the NI 43101 report, or what we call the 431101, as you always like to abbreviate it, the summary, the PEAS, Preliminary Economic Assessment Report, and so on. There are so many, they have different names. So these documents are not just they are not academic documents. They are currencies of trust when it comes to global mining context. So without them, investors cannot measure the risk, forecast returns, validate the opportunity. They are so important that without them, those mineral depots, those issued permits remain idle for a long time. So there is a saying that says you cannot sell a shadow as though it were a tree. So without verifiable data, potential remains just a word. It remains a word on paper. Potential just remains potential in words. Then comes a capability gap, or yeah, capability gap. So across the region, there is shortage of qualified technical experts, geological engineers, geologists, our engineers, project managers, mining survey financial professionals, and so on. So these professionals, if available, would be the ones who can really convert promising license to bankable projects. So their absence, of course, you know what it means. So too few operators can prepare technical documentations, financial models, development roadmaps that really meet international standards and withstand international market due diligence. So investors pull back and projects, of course, stay idle. Not because the minerals are missing, but because the system lacks the muscle to move them. Early stage funding is equally scarce. Local banks, by nature, they are very cautious. They avoid exploration without validated data. licensing, meanwhile, licensing processes are also very slow, inconsistent, and often very opaque. So each delay adds a cost, each uncertainty adds a risk. Okay. So what should be the bridge to development becomes a war of friction. And when license itself becomes political, when permits are granted through proximity to power rather than merit, the problem, of course, deepens. Permits become bargaining chips, hoarded, traded, or praised but never developed. So let me use this proverb. When the power, of course, when the power plant seeds of privilege, the harvest is a delay. The tragedy is not the absence of minerals, it's the absence of discipline and accountability. The consequences spread far beyond the mining permits. Government lose tax revenues, credibility, investors lose confidence, communities lose hope. So everything becomes a very messed up situation. Um, across Africa regions, reputation for investment risk only grows because of the above problems. Not because of geology, but of course because of governance. So meanwhile, the world's demand for minerals is exploding, and the clean energy revolution is in so much motion that electric vehicles, renewable grids, advanced batteries are the talk of the day. They all depends on what Africa already holds in much quantities. But the global market moves fast, and it of course won't wait for Africa. So to capture this moment, the region must come together. East, Central, Southern Africa alike to create a bankability compact. So that's like a framework where governments unite license holders, investors, and financiers under the same standards of transparency, data integrity, and technical credibility. So it's not just a policy, it's a partnership, a collective commitment to move from paperwork to production, from permits to projects, from potential to prosperity. So the truth is, it's not enough to issue licenses. Progress must be enabled to turn those licenses into projects, into production. Okay, so it's not equally important. It's not enough to have minerals. Mechanisms must be there. So they say that the bridge is only useful when it reaches the other side. So bankability is that bridge, the crossing from potential to prosperity. Reactivating dominant and artisanal concessions isn't just about mining, it's about competitiveness, it's about jobs, it's about economic sovereignty. So, with credible data, skilled people, and transparent governance, Africa can unlock billions in responsible investments, create thousands of skilled jobs, and claim its rightful position as a global supplier in the new mineral economy. The minerals are not the problem, the systems are. Africa's wealth runs deep, but the question now is very simple. Are institutions very ready to let it rise? Its institutions, are they ready to let Africa rise? So let me know about your thinking, your opinion about this. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Kindly share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much.